Sin nativos somos los verdaderos israelitas. ¿Esto dónde lo dice? Según esto dice en la Biblia.
Show that Puerto Ricans love America, but that ain't reality.
Police attack was planned beforehand. Only white cops were assigned.
Then our only recourse is to defend ourselves.
We tried to move people onto the sidewalk, but the police were all out for blood.
Another series of protests was staged by thousands of students, parents, and the Brown Berets. In June 1968, the group that had become known as the East LA 13 was released on bail.
Demonstrate to our people and we deserve better and that we could, get better.
I don't think there's ever been a time when we need more the spirit of the young lords than today.
I guess we had no fear. We just did what we thought at the time was the right thing to do.
National captain of the Black Panther Party. They are making it their business to process arresting me and my wife, to a process arresting numerous Panthers on the block.
Police just went in and started beating them viciously. It was ugly. They were just yelling at us, you dirty spicks, dirty Mexicans, who do you think you are?
Orderly, we back at it another night. You're tuning into the Inconvenient Truth. Of course, I'm right here, with Mighty Priest and Officer 5K. Officer Lahav.
That's right. We right here, man. The Inconvenient Truth, man. We back live, man. You understand? We got some topics today. Myself, Malakman. We also got Preaching Officer Kodashiala right here.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. You already know what it is. The Inconvenient Truth. We're here to wake up you Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indigenous people to this truth and let you know who you are.
Damn right. Damn right.
Table, what we talking about?
So of course tonight, right? The show is titled "History Repeats Itself." Of course, everyone's aware of who the next president of this, illegal occupation or occupied territory is, right? Donald Trump. He's the next one. He's talking about what is it? He wants to implement a mass deportation.
Mass deportation. That's what he's talking about. Talking about mass deportation, you understand? But where is he getting that from? Where the idea come from of mass deportation? But of course, before we go into that, what we gotta understand is, Donald Trump ain't the only one that has done that.
Right.
You had Obama, I believe Bush,
right,
and almost every president has deported Mexicans.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But the idea of mass deportation. That came from President Eisenhower, right?
Imagine that.
Eisenhower, he had Operation Wetback, and that's what we're gonna touch on today.
Right.
You want to touch on something else,
Nah, we could touch on that tonight. That's why I titled the show "History Repeats Itself," because this is not the first time a U.S. president has ever proposed this or done this, right? As you stated, I don't want Barack Obama had a nickname, which was the Deporter in Chief. And no one suspected Barack Obama, of course, because of colorism, But that's just to show you that America has a long history of demonizing and oppressing our people, so-called Latinos, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, so-called Black people, and treating us as foreigners on our own soil. You know what I mean?
Right.
Treating us like we don't belong here, treating us like we're not human beings and we're not a part of the society when we're the ones that keep the society running. What's that saying? Mexicans may not run America, but they make America run. Right. So that just comes to show you.
And then when you go look into that Operation Wetback, right? You're gonna find out that they weren't just deporting so-called illegal immigrants.
Right.
60% of the Mexicans that were deported were Mexican Americans.
Right.
Mexicans that were born here in the United States that had, that were so-called citizens.
Imagine
they got
that.
deported too. And why is that important? Why is that important to know? This happened what in the 50s, 1954, 1953, where they did the Operation Wetback.
Right.
Today, you have a lot of sellout Mexicans that voted for Donald Trump.
Right,
thinking
right.
that this is our country.
Right.
This is our country and we're patriotic and we don't need illegal immigrants and we're not Mexican, we're American. Donald Trump, 2024.
Right.
Cat joined the red, white, and blue.
Right. Good night. I'm gonna play that drum.
And if I could,
And you know what? And what you gotta understand is, man, you're gonna be the first dumb, stupid idiot deported. You understand? You're gonna be the one. You're gonna get deported with your Trump hat on your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have that Trump 2024 T-shirt on, and you're gonna be on the border of Mexico begging to come in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna let Donald Trump play you? Telling you vote for me, thinking that he's on your side. Once he get in office, man, he don't give a he ain't gonna see which Mexican is legal and illegal.
Right.
He gonna think we all the same.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Kudashiala, what you gonna say? All right.
So heavy on what you're saying is, in the eyes of the oppressor, their slogan is to make America great again. And what the problem is, the so-called Hispanic and so-called black man, they went out and voted for this devil.
Right.
And their ideal of making America great again is to deport you and deport your family and break apart families so that they can become great again. But they get cheap labor, you know what I'm saying? And while they're getting this cheap labor from our people, we're building up their economy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our people don't understand is while we're building up their economy, it's our people that's out in those fruit fields, gathering the fruit, gathering the produce for these grocery stores. And guess what? We're not giving no recognition. You got Whole Food stores, you got all these high-end stores that our people get these produce for, but behind closed doors, they don't give a damn about us. We're expendable. It's just another a link in the chain that they feel like they can just break off at any time and put our people through just hell, and our people steadily fall for this every single year. They go out and vote and think that because they choose to vote for these oppressors that they're going to make a change in the community, and it's not going to happen.
You know what I'm talking about? The general that said that he's not going to separate families. He said he gonna deport everybody together.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, Kudashiala?
Yeah.
What's his name?
See, the thing about it is, throughout history, that's what the oppressor have been doing. He's known for breaking families apart. He's known for oppressing our people. He's known for unaliving our people by any means. So when are we gonna wake up, Israel? When are we gonna wake up and understand that this is not the place of our rest?
Just pause it. Right. You understand? So we're gonna play a video real quick on what's his name?
I'm looking at him right now. His name is the Homan. So here we'll play the article.
A car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and that's how I got. This morning, former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Homan, who carried out one of the most controversial border policies during Donald Trump's first term, is set to return to the White House. The president-elect announced Homan will serve as border czar, tapped to fulfill Trump's campaign promise of the largest mass deportation in American history. Homan recently spoke with 60 Minutes.
I hear a lot of people say, the talk of a mass deportation is racist. It's threatening to the immigrant community. It's not threatening to the immigrant community. It should be threatening to the illegal immigrant community.
As ICE director, Homan led the zero tolerance policy that separated parents from their children at the border. The ACLU estimates between 500 and 1,000 families have yet to be reunited. When asked if there's a way to carry out mass deportations without separating families, Homan said this.
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Trump also weighing in on the new Republican-controlled Senate, saying whoever leads it must allow recess appointments. That would give Trump temporary power to fill vacancies without Senate approval. The issue came up in 2014 when the Supreme Court ruled against President Obama's use of recess appointments. Now, Senators John Thune, John Cornyn, and Rick Scott are each running for Senate Majority Leader. And on recess appointments, they've all signaled support. Trump has also selected Representative Elise Stefanik to be the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, officials tell ABC News. Stefanik is known for grilling Ivy League university presidents on campus anti-Semitism.
So imagine that. I don't want what he said.
He said we're going to deport them together.
We're going to deport them together.
So that's the cat that voted for Donald Trump, and of course the Israelites that said don't vote for him. He going to deport us all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the same cat that said we going to vote for him, he gonna be out the window too, because that's a family right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's funny though, like with a lot of, like, I don't know, like you had these type of conversations with, like, with Mexicans at your slavery, at your job, and everything like that. Like they like when you tell them why you vote for Donald Trump, he racist against Mexicans. No, he's not racist against Mexicans. He just doesn't like the illegal ones.
Right.
We're the good ones, and they try to say he's good for the economy, and they try to give you every other reason why they voted for him.
Right.
But they don't see that he's racist against Mexicans.
Right,
Maybe they
right.
do. They just don't want to admit it. But you know what? They gon' you understand? Like they gon' see that what they did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like even if they don't get deported, your mom, you got someone in your family that's not legal, and you went and voted for this cat. And now your aunt, your uncle, grandfather, grandmother, cousin, friend, that don't got papers, they gonna get deported because you went and voted for this cat. Or you know what I mean? Like you're part of the reason why they're gone.
Right.
How you gonna feel about that? Like you gonna act like you don't care? It's like my was gonna say.
I'll say real quick. Anybody listening out there, if you're a Latino for Trump, by all means, please, you're more than welcome to come join the show and explain why you voted for Donald Trump, why you support Trump. We want to have an honest conversation with y'all, man. Like, it ain't just to grill y'all and put y'all down and then go back and forth. But I really want to hear the other side. I want to hear your what is it? How do I say it? Your
opinion.
Your opinion, but your mentality, your logical reason as to why you ignored the things that Donald Trump said. Tell me if I'm wrong. Explain why I'm wrong and you're right. So any Latino for Trump, any Mexican that voted for Trump, right? Y'all tuning in and hearing this, you can put it in the comment section throughout the show. If you're checking this out at a later time, by all means, put your comment in the comment section and let us know why you voted for Trump. And by all means, we more than willing to have the conversation to show and analyze this, man, because this is crazy, this situation, man. Being for raza, for Mexicans, we have to turn on our own. We have to side and love a country so much, and it's crazy because I look at other nations, right?
Right.
We done touched on this in the past previous episodes, but I figured it's necessary to explain this again. You look at other nations; they don't side with America against their own people.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got a large population of illegal Chinese immigrants coming over here. You not heard one Chinese American saying they support Trump and that Trump should, deport all the illegal Chinese.
Right.
They're not saying oh, they're ruining it for us.
Right.
Chinese that are coming over here.
Right.
They're taking all the jobs.
Right.
You know, they're raping.
Right.
They're killing.
Right.
Stealing.
Right.
I
Real
never heard no
real
Chinese person
talk,
say that
sir.
ever. Go ahead.
Now, real talk, sir, that you say that because it's the truth. Like you're not seeing that with the East Indians. You're not seeing that with the Africans. You're not seeing that with the with the Arabs. A lot of them are the Palestinians. You won't hear a Palestinian speak against the Palestinians coming in here illegally through the border, right? But for some reason, we have to side with America against our own. Like we gotta prove if we gotta prove our loyalty to this country as if we then haven't proven it already. We built this country, man. We support it. We go fight for it. We feed it. We take care of it. And yet still, you got people in government that still demonize us and still want to, talk about claim we're disloyal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I say that in context, of course, here in the ISUPK, we don't support America. You know what I mean? We're for separating our spirit and our mind from the American dream, from the philosophies of this place, because we know what it really is.
Right.
But for all y'all out there, just in context, man, nobody, what Jeremiah Hyman said in that one speech, he said there's nobody that loves America more than so-called black people. Well, we're gonna say there's nobody that loves America, no more than so-called Mexicans, as well, because they demonstrate. Mexicans had demonstrated the love for America. Brothers had risked their citizenship, their limbs, their lives. And we played that video the last episode, the Soldados video. How many of the brothers went out there and fought in Vietnam for America?
Right.
Fought
in the wars, go to the churches. You get what I'm saying? Like this. Like a lot of Israelites, like they have the Mexican flag.
Right.
They rep their state. Like a lot of Hispanics, Mexicans, they'll rep Michoacan and Sinaloa, Tijuana. But them cats that when they see white folks, they're like, they're cool. You get what I'm saying? Like these cats right here are not breaking laws. You know what I mean?
If I could, let me just show this, right?
Oh, there you go. The Mexican American flag.
Let me show this real quick.
I've done seen that for a long time too. Right. I think De La Hoya used to have that. So I see De La Hoya used to wear,
I see quite a few. Right. Name me another group. You don't see a Chinese American flag out there. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't see a Chinese American flag out there, but you'll see something like this. I think there's an American flag in the Serapis style too, as well.
Right.
But y'all want to test America's logo. You want to talk about what a big threat Mexicans are to America, man? This is why you're the devil that the Bible speaks of.
If I may.
Go ahead, out.
You know what the thing is with our people, man? They have gotten so comfortable. They have gotten so just out of touch with their culture that they will reach out and try to be, like that eye pleaser. They want to please, the customs of this country. They want to choose a man that's willing to deport your people. How far along do you think you are before they deport you? You know what I'm saying? You on the chopping block as well, and our people don't understand that you're never going to fit in this system. You're never going to be accepted. You know why? Because America spends maybe billions of dollars on space programs, on wars across this world, across this earth, but yet they have no money to help our people that's on the border. They have no money to help our people that are homeless in the street. And you know why they don't have no money for that budget? Because the simple fact is they don't like you. They don't like you.
You know what's funny too? Like with Mexicans that support Donald Trump.
Right.
Like, have you seen the way America has treated blacks? You understand? Like the history America has with blacks.
Crazy.
The history it has with Native Americans.
Right.
With Puerto Ricans.
Right.
And somehow you think that they're going to treat you better?
Right.
Because you voted for Donald Trump? Like, you think you don't get the high seat?
Right.
You think you're going to sit at the table?
Man.
Like you think that you gonna get better treatment because you voted for Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Listen, bro, they looking at you as just one of the good brown Mexicans that voted in. But after that, you back to being looked at as a legal immigrant.
Just like
You
that.
know what I mean?
Just like that. And if I could,
Go ahead,
the
like
thing is, we just looking for that little bowl off the table. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our people settle for. They
Right.
settle for the low income housing, the stimulus checks. You know, oh, that this president is going to make a change. Look, he lowered the gas prices and he allowed the street vendors to make their money. But that's just another way to deceive us because on the other end, he's setting up another plot. You know what I'm saying? He's getting you all warmed up and comfortable just to set up because you know, the devil is a liar, man.
Right.
And he's never going to trust you. You never can trust. And I'm paraphrasing. The scripture says, "Who will pity a snake charmer?" Right. So that snake is the so-called oppressor, man. He's
Right.
that snake. And who's going to pity you when you fall for his plots? You know what I'm saying? And that's what our people are fell into, man. We have fell into being just demonized, being gentrification. You know what I'm saying? And we don't understand that our vote doesn't matter. You know, we go out and we vote for this oppressor. And what changes has he done to help so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native? What has he done to show you that they're on our side? If anything, the mass majority has raised up. They've unalived us. You know what I'm saying? Our children are dying in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Our children are being exposed to
Right.
what you call what do you call these Salakia, what I'm trying to basically say is the Christian church, so-called black leaders and Hispanic leaders that's supposed to be leading our people have failed us, you know. And yet we think that because we vote that Donald Trump is going to be any different than any other president that we have so-called nominated as a leader over this country.
Right.
They don't give a damn about you.
Right.
They haven't never, and they never will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got something for y'all, man. So like,
Nah, no
so
sweat.
go ahead, cause like my slide.
No sweat, sir. So I have a video that I wanted to play. I shared it, you know, because it touches on the whole mentality, you know, about the Latinos for Trump and how they think, you know. And let me play it real quick. Let me share this. So everybody tuning, I went live on the TikTok as well. You know, you can look us up on YouTube, the Inconvenient Truth. You know, join us so you can join us right there and give us your opinion on the matter. You know, I'll ask it again. You know, real quick for people tuning in right on the TikTok live, real quick before I share the video. Right, why did y'all vote for Donald Trump? I'm curious, you know, for any Mexican out there, even white people out there tuning into the show right now, oppressors out there listening, right? Gringos, let us know why you voted for Donald Trump. I want to, you know, I'm just trying to see something here, man. You know, it'll be, you know, let's have the conversation. Share with us why you voted for Donald Trump. So meanwhile, you know, seeing all these people joining on the live on the TikTok.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna send you something in your text message.
Orale.
All right, I'm gonna send you this. Did you get it?
Did you send it to if you could send it to the messenger, but so I can share. You want to share it on the show, right?
Yeah.
Come, yeah. Send it to the messenger, sir.
I'm gonna send this real quick.
In the future, right? You know, I mean, I don't want to say in the future, man, but just let us know what y'all think. You know. All right.
Okay, so We're talking about Donald Trump, right? So now we're gonna talk about Vanessa Gillian. How you say her name?
Guillen.
Guillen?
Guillen, yeah.
Anybody familiar with Vanessa Gillian or Guillen? Vanessa Guillen. Anybody familiar with that name?
Right, I
So
remember.
we could post a picture of her real quick. Let's post a picture of Vanessa Guillen real quick. Hispanic sister, Mexican sister. All right, we're gonna post a picture of her real quick, just so people remember who she is.
Right, right.
You know, she was one of our people, right? And she fought in the military.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know, she was murdered. Right? And she was brutally murdered, decapitated. You're gonna post a picture, any picture, right? Anything you find.
Yeah, I might have to just.
She was at Fort Worth, Texas.
Right. Yeah,
Fort
that
Worth,
sister,
Texas,
man,
she was murdered, I believe, in 2020.
Right.
Right. And she's one of the sisters that thought that she can, you know, she can fight for the military. She went looking for a better career, you know, bettering herself. And what she found out is that, well, you know, what ended up happening is that she was murdered.
Right.
So she was murdered by her own people, but in the military.
Right.
When I say her own people, I'm talking about the military. She was murdered in her own base.
Yeah, so this is Vanessa Guillen, man. She was all over it. This was all over the internet, man.
And there you go. There's that flag again. Mexican, American. She would be so-called Chicana.
Right, right.
That's what she was, right? Chicana. She fought for her country, and goes to show you that the country did not give a fuck about her.
Right.
Country did not care about her. They murdered her, killed her, chopped her up, and you know, left her for dead.
Right.
You understand? And that's what was made of her, you know. So now I want to show you guys something. I want to show you what Donald Trump said about Vanessa. Or can you read off that article, Alex? Like,
okay. Oh, this right here is I'll read the article. I just couldn't share it on the thing. Messages. Hold on.
you could just touch on the article real quick.
Okay. Let me make sure it's sharing. All right. The article reads, Trump's reported racist insult about Mexican American soldier draws bitter backlash and staunch denials. Good night, man.
Racist insult about Mexican American soldier.
Right.
This is a soldier. This is someone that fought for her country.
Damn.
Right. And I thought Donald Trump was, I thought he looked at us as Americans. That goes to show you that he doesn't look at us as Americans. There's a separation between the white Americans and the Mexicans that are born here. The Mexicans that are born here, it don't matter if you wear red, white, and blue. It don't matter if you speak perfect English. If you grew up on white folks, he don't look at you as an American. He look at you as that wetback, as an illegal immigrant, as a Mexican. You understand?
Right.
And we're gonna show you proof of it. Keep reading on that.
Okay. The Atlantic reported that Trump made the remark about slaying Fort Hood soldier Vanessa Guillen in a discussion with staff members about the cost of her funeral. Two sources said, "Damn,
about the cost of her funeral.
The cost of her funeral.
How much you think her funeral was at?
Right.
Let's say it's $100,000.
Right.
Is it Donald Trump? Isn't he like a billionaire?
Right. He's
billionaire. Known for having money. Right. Even before he became president, he was known for how much money he has. Right. Let's keep reading on that.
A memorial to Vanessa Guillen, a soldier based at Fort Hood in Austin, Texas. This is July 6, 2020. Right. This was all over the internet. This was all over the news, man. This made headlines. A racist comment former President Donald Trump is reported to have made about murder soldier Vanessa Guillen is drawing backlash from some Hispanics, but it could be tempered by her sister's support for damn. It could be tempered by her sister's support for Trump and the current political divide among Latinos.
So now her sister is what? A Donald Trump supporter.
Imagine that.
Even after he's saying these racist remarks. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like Latinos, man, like one thing we got, like one thing we have is that we have some of the biggest traitors, man.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like we fold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We get caught up with the American dream and the red, white, and blue, and we'll side with the red, white, and blue, the American flag, Donald Trump, the American dream, over our own people, man.
That's wild, man.
You understand? Let's keep reading on that. I was like, you gonna say something? It's lucky.
I would say, no other people do that. You know what I'm saying? No other people would ever do that. Let Donald Trump have said something like that about a fallen IDF soldier, and let his brother be a Donald Trump supporter. You damn well know that that brother would have gone and contact what they call the JDL, the or ADL, whatever they called, and pursued some type of action against Trump for that. He would call them anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? But for some reason, she gonna still support Donald Trump after he disrespected her sister.
Let's read. Let's keep reading.
The Atlantic magazine reported that Trump, when he was president, complained about the cost of paying for Guillen's funeral, as he had promised her family he would do in a meeting at the White House in July 2020, citing two unnamed sources who attended a December 2020 meeting and notes from the meeting. When he was told the $60,000 price tag, Trump $60,000 price tag.
Oh, 60,000?
60,000.
60,000. Okay.
60,000.
Uh-huh.
Trump responded, "It doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a effing Mexican."
Doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican. That's what he said.
Right. To bury.
That's what Donald Trump said.
Right.
It doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican. Man,
imagine
and that's you understand? Like, jeez, where did he even go from there?
Right.
That's how he feel about us. He feel that's how he feels. Like, damn, $60,000. It really cost that much. He don't feel like he should spend anything on us. This sister fought for the United States, went to the military, sacrificed her life. She ended up dying in the hands of her own military comrades.
Right.
They killed her. They chopped her up. They raped her. You understand? And you got the president of the United States saying, does it cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican?
Imagine
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
And you're Mexican today. You're a so-called Chicano.
Right.
And you're saying vote for Donald Trump?
That is wild.
When you die, right?
Right.
That's the way he gonna feel about you. When you dead and you at your deathbed and you gotta get buried.
Right.
You won't even be mentioned.
Right.
You understand? Slaki, go ahead.
No. Did you want to keep reading?
Keep reading on that. Oh, Slaki, Kudasha, go ahead.
What we gotta realize in that, how you say in that what's the word I'm looking for? In that initial Greek that Donald Trump put out there is it doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican. You know what's so crazy about that is our people, like you said, still went out and voted, right? Still voted for this goddamn devil. And you gotta think of this as this is your daughter, this is your mother,
right?
This is your child, and these are the this is the effect of this system, man. Like our people are so drawn into this and so deceived that, like that Stockholm syndrome, man. That's what this is, man. And $60,000 is nothing to this American system, man. This money that they spend that like nothing. But this is a so-called soldier that fought for this country, man. That fought for the American dream to make America great again. And we went out and voted for this president, and his answer or his results of what he was saying was he don't give a damn about the Mexican people. He don't give a damn that she was raped and killed or anything because why? We're expendable. What he said, just another Mexican. Just another Mexican. We ain't got to spend nothing on them because they're not worth nothing. So our people gotta understand and wake up that we are always gonna be that second class citizen, man. We're never going to be in go ahead.
Now let me say this too. So Donald Trump said it doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican.
Right.
But that he said that.
Right.
Now post a video of him saying, I love the Hispanic people.
Right.
I love the Hispanic like man, and for you to be Mexican and be deceived and be so gullible and think, look what he's saying.
Right.
He's saying he loves Mexican people. You know, you said he was racist. He's not racist because he's on national television saying I love Mexican people. I love Mexican people. Bro, like you are stupid. You know, you're dumb. You know what I'm saying? You're retarded to. You know what I'm saying? When he said that about Vanessa how you say something? My bad.
Vanessa Guillen.
Right. He said that about her, about a sister that fought for her country. He didn't give a fuck about her. But when it comes to national television, when he's trying to be the president again, of course, it's convenient for him to get Hispanic voters. So what did he say? I love Mexican people. Let's get that clip. If you can find it, I'll go ahead.
If I could, quick, the brother said he's a devil. All he has is smooth talk, and our people fall right into it. You know, and that's what it is. Here's the other thing I was going to add. Right, that they'll say, "Oh, how is Trump racist? Show me how he's racist." Right, like they think that just because he doesn't full out say it, you know, he's not racist. His actions show that he's racist. His actions show that he hates you. You know what I mean? It don't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican. That's what he said. You know what I mean?
We talk about a country that is so damn wicked that our president is a damn felon, man. Is a damn murderer. And guess what? Our people, they love. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
We love to just be that doormat, man. We love to just sacrifice our own people and throw them under the bus. You know what's crazy is Donald Trump does not like Mexicans. Why do you think he is operating and putting this whole ordeal together to deport? Oh, we're going to deport only the illegal ones. We don't like them, but we like the ones that are citizens. No, he don't like none of y'all. He just can't do too much to those who are citizens. But if he had a chance to get your ass too, he will get you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the fact. You know, the fact is he don't like us. You know what I'm saying? He don't like blacks, Hispanics, or natives. He don't like us, man. And that's what you need to understand. Your vote was a foolish vote.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just all deceit. It was deception.
Right.
He didn't give a damn about you. He said, check the ballots. Let's get to the Mexicans.
Right.
Let's get to the majority. What is the majority of people that I need to vote from? I need the Mexicans. You know, I already got this side. I already got the. You know what? So I'm gonna go just slightly a bit off the subject, just slightly, and it's not even off the subject. But where did they ever make a hate crime that was ever against a black, a Hispanic, or a native? But they made a law that forbids you to talk against an Asian. You couldn't say nothing against an Asian. But you can say whatever you want about a so-called black. You can say whatever you want
Right.
about a Mexican. You could do whatever you want to a
Right.
black, Hispanic, or a native. But if you rise up against any other nation, we got hate crimes for them. But where is it? Where is the justification for our people, the ones who voted for them?
Right.
So, like, real quick, you touching on the heavy. Like, if I could, I want to get on that article about Vanessa. But, like, if you could, you would say about my.
Now I'll say to back up what Quadash is saying, right? Just look at the protection for the alphabet community.
Just like that.
Just like that. Just like, you know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing, right? The brother, you know, I'm sure 5,000 Madabar said it, you know, they made laws for the LGBTQ.
Man.
You know what I mean?
But where's the laws to protect our brothers and sisters that are innocent, that are hard-working people?
Right.
Oh, what they send over 500 billion to Ukraine. They send 500 billion to Israel. You know, countless of different setbacks and what they call tax deductions. And guess what?
Right.
They said nothing down to the people that were on the border of Mexico. You know what they said? They said ISIS. They put them in concentration camps.
Right.
But when those Chinese and those Ishmaelites, when they came into the country, they gave them public housing. They gave them food stamps. They gave them a place to live. But when the Haitians tried to come through, man, they sent them right back across it. Even the Border Patrol set up these devices across Texas that kept our people from crossing, that would like physically harm them.
Right.
But yet you took in over so many Ukrainians, and guess what they got? They got Section 8. They got food. But yet our people, you blacks, Hispanics, and natives, they didn't give a damn about you. But you went out and voted for him. That same man that says he loves Mexicans, he was the ones killing your people, so like you're unaliving your people on the borders.
Right.
So come on, man. When are y'all gonna wake up and realize that this system, that this presidential is not for you, man?
Damn right, damn right. Let's touch on that sister real quick.
Okay.
Touch on that sister real quick. We're gonna talk about the sister that Donald Trump was talking about. Let's get a little more history on her. You know, where she comes from and what she was about.
When he was president, he complained, right? He said, "No, okay."
Mark article I just sent you.
Oh, okay.
I just sent you an article.
Right, and that's crazy, you know. Like, let's see if I can grin. Okay, come.
Right there.
Dang
it. And I hope we can touch bases more like this, man. And our people, some of our people can wake up.
Don't do that. You can't go around that.
Nah, I can't go around that.
Okay, don't sweat it. You good?
Yeah. Did you want to continue reading the other one?
Yeah, let's go on the other one.
All right, so it goes. The Atlantic magazine reported that Trump, when he was president, complained. Right. Okay. NBC News has not confirmed the Atlantic's reporting Meadows, and Trump campaign spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied he made such a comment. The magazine reported Guillen's sister Myra Guillen, who was not at the White House meeting at which Trump has alleged to have made the comment, came to his defense on X.
So he didn't say it.
Right. He said, wow, I don't appreciate how you are exploiting my sister's death for politics, hurtful and disrespectful to the important changes she made for service members. President Donald Trump did nothing but show respect to my family and Vanessa. In fact, I voted for President Trump today, she posted. Imagine that, man.
Right.
Guillen's family attorney, Natalia Kawam, told The Atlantic that a bill was sent to Trump, but that the family did not receive money from him and that some costs were covered by the Army, as well as donations. Kawam has condemned The Atlantic story on X, praising the Trump administration for its support of the family.
So you never donated no
He
money.
didn't give him any money.
Give him anything.
And they sent him a bill. So it doesn't, whether he said it or not, his actions say otherwise.
You got that video though, where that video where he was saying, "I love Hispanics."
I'll look at it right now.
So we're gonna pull up a video real quick of Donald Trump saying, "I love Hispanics," and the way he's saying it too, like it sounds like so sarcastic.
This one, right?
From Mexico, by the way. A lot of people said, "Oh, he doesn't like." I love Mexico, and I love the Mexican people. I've had thousands of Mexicans working for me. I sell apartments for millions of dollars to people from Mexico. They love me. They love me.
Jeez. You said sell apartments?
Yeah. That is wild.
I'll play it one more time though. Play it one more time.
Okay. Go back. Got to share it against Slovakia. That is crazy.
Respect from Mexico, by the way. A lot of people said, "Oh, he doesn't like." I love Mexico, and I love the Mexican people. I've had thousands of Mexicans working for me. I sell apartments for millions of dollars to people from Mexico. They love me.
So he said, "I love the Mexican people. I sell thousands of apartments to the Mexican people. They love me." This is this year, right? When he said that,
right?
But you see how?
Oh no, this might be back then. But even then, that was after he said what he said. Yeah, it's from his last time he ran, but it's still relevant to today.
So
he
went from saying, the Mexicans are coming, they're rapists, they're criminals, and he said, I guess some of them are.
Some are good.
Some are good people.
Right.
Right. And now he's saying that, I love the Mexican people.
Right.
Like,
they work for me.
They work for me.
Work for me.
He doesn't love. Here's what y'all missing. He doesn't love them. He loves the money they make him. That's what he really wants to say.
Right.
That's what he loves.
If I may,
Go ahead.
here's another comment that was caught by this devil. This is from Donald Trump. It says, sadly, the overwhelming amount of violent crimes in our major city is committed by blacks and Hispanics. A tough subject must be discussed. So this is the same president that says he loves you, yet at the same time he says he loves you, he demonizes you. He calls you a criminal. He calls you a thief. But who's the real criminal here? Who's the real criminal?
Okay.
This oppressor is the criminal because he's the one that is a president that's a felon, man. How do you become a president and you're a felon, man? Where do they do that at? You know what I'm saying? How do you vote for a president that is a felon? And this president is calling you a criminal. That's crazy.
Is that hold on. Is that the old one? There's a new one that he just said about mass deportation. You can pull that one.
I'm kind of looking right now.
Now go ahead, Kodashi. What were you saying?
So my thing is, how do you become a president and you're a convicted felon? But yet the people that you are saying you love, you're calling them thieves. But yeah, you broken every law. I don't get that. I don't get how our people can fall for these same plots and schemes.
Okay, let's play this video real quick.
Donald
Trump. He's talking about mass deportation. So we're gonna play this video real quick.
Okay.
Landing a man. Have a dream.
This promise was a cornerstone of Donald Trump's campaign to retake the White House.
I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
There are an estimated 11 million unauthorised immigrants in the United States, which is around where it's been for the past 25 years. And since Trump's victory, there have been protests in cities like New York, which is home to around 400,000 undocumented workers. Trump has compared his mass deportation plan to the policies of the Eisenhower administration in the 1950s.
The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country, even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
A former general and Allied Supreme Commander in World War II, Dwight D. Eisenhower was elected president as a moderate Republican in 1952.
You like Ike, I like Ike, everybody likes Ike for president.
At the time, the American economy was in a post-war boom. There was a baby boom, a building boom, and a dizzying array of consumer goods were pouring off production lines once geared for making tanks and bombs and planes. Shiny new dream cars covered in chrome were suddenly affordable to average American families.
See the USA in your Chevrolet.
America was certainly on the move. There was also a boom in the number of Mexicans crossing into the United States for work.
Every 30 seconds, a so-called Mexican wetback enters this country illegally. The number is increasing. Some days, as many as 5,000 are caught and sent back in a single day.
During the war, Mexicans have been welcomed into America under the Bracero program to fill the farm and factory jobs left vacant by millions of American servicemen. Most never needed work certificates, and post-war, more Mexicans followed.
For you, senors and senoritas, there is plenty more where this cheese come from.
But with the GIs back home and the good times still rolling, the migrant workers were blamed for keeping wages low.
It is America's right of our government to limit the number of immigrants our nation can absorb.
So, in 1954, Eisenhower announced a crackdown known as Operation Wetback, a derogatory term for Mexicans sweating from their manual labors.
Guards round up Mexican workers without identity cards and start them on the road back home.
That year, US officials claimed around 1 million Mexicans were sent home, although the real figure may have been more like 300,000, and among them were American citizens of Mexican descent, rounded up in military...
Right.
That's the part you want to hear.
Right.
You know, like, of course, they deported, you know, the so-called illegal immigrants, supposedly the ones that had no documents, they were deported, but also American citizens. That's like,
go ahead.
Mexicans.
Right.
You know, so-called Mexican citizens, Mexicans that were born here that were deported too.
Right.
You understand?
That's crazy. I don't want.
Go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Now go ahead. Like, so Dwight started with Dwight D. Eisenhower and Nixon, right? Who did the same thing, and of course that's why we're saying history repeats itself, and it's not the first time that America's done this, where they had targeted our people and separate our families, did so much, you know, horrendous things to us, and you know that is like at some point, like we're so how do I say it? We're so beaten down, our spirit's so broken in this place that we still support these people. We still love these people, man, after all that they do.
Man, and what's so happy about what you're saying is what I heard in it through all of it is the arrogance that they have against our people, because our people are just brainwashed to the fact that they're not liked. He simply just repeated, like you said, the history repeats itself. He said, we're going to do exactly what Eisenhower did. We're going to do it again. And our people are sitting back watching it. And they're like, oh, well, as long as it's not us, you know, I guess it's okay. You know, he's only getting rid of the ones that are not doing right. I'm doing right. So it's kind of like a pat on the head, like you're a good servant.
Right.
You know, you're one of the good ones. So
Right.
I'm not gonna do nothing to you, but I'm gonna let you watch your people though.
Right. Right.
And that's where we have the lack of awareness, man. We
Right.
don't have no backbone in our culture, man. We don't care about our people enough to stand up for what's right. You know, we just figure if it ain't us, you know, so what? You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is we should pay attention to the oppressor. We should pay attention to how he moves and how he operates. Because like I said before, you're not too far from the situation being turned on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have to say about that.
Keep playing it.
Come.
Raids, jailed, and deported. So that is Trump's blueprint. Although at times his rhetoric is more like one of the leaders that Eisenhower and America once fought to defeat.
And it's true. They're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing. They're destroying our country.
And there are fears like...
Right there. He said they're destroying our country. And like, he knows that that's not true.
Right.
Like that devil knows that that's a lie. He knows that Mexicans are not destroying the country.
Right.
But rather he knows that the reason why the country is up and going is because you have Mexicans here.
Right, sir.
We're the ones that do what? Work the fields. You understand? We're in the fields 15 hours a day. We're the ones that work the restaurants. We're the ones that work construction.
Right. It's like
if you didn't have any Hispanics, let's say that they deported, let's say the illegals.
Right.
They deported all the illegals, right? There's no more illegal Mexicans, Hispanics in America.
Right.
Bro, who gonna work the constructions?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who gonna install floors?
Right.
Who gonna do all the labor? Who gonna do the roofing?
What?
Who gonna do the cutting of the grass? Who gonna work the restaurants? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna do all you know what I'm saying? What's that? I'm trying to think of this word, man.
Contractors?
This is the different one. The cementing. The one who do the cement. The cement. You know what I'm saying? We take all the jobs that are
concrete.
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 It's hard labor.
Right. It's hard. Right.
Those are the jobs that we take.
Right.
You know, without us, who gonna do it?
Right.
Ain't no white man gonna do it, and for sure ain't no Chinese, no white man, no Armenian gonna take them jobs
at all.
You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that sit back and watch us do it.
Right.
But if we're gone, guess what that means? They gotta go and do it now. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna do that.
If I could, sir. So
go ahead, you got it.
It's crazy, right? Because Donald Trump, what's the other thing he said that was proven to be a lie? He said the Haitians were eating the cats and the dogs, right, in Ohio, which was found out to be a lie. So he's been proven a liar there. What makes you think he's telling the truth about Mexicans? You know what I'm saying?
You talking about that we're eating the cats and dogs.
Right.
What about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Right.
What about Ted Bundy?
Right.
Yeah.
What about the clown one?
What's his name? John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, what about John Wayne Gacy?
Right.
You know, he ain't bringing up all them psychopathic devils that went on a killing spree, killing, everybody, eating them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lie made up about Haitians and Hispanics eating cats and dogs. That's
right,
bro.
That's out.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he would have said Chinese, it would have been a little bit more believable.
Right.
That would have been like, okay, there's
they're known for that.
We know how they are.
Just like that. Just like that.
Okay, did you want me to read the
Oh, Kudasha, you gonna say something?
I'm gonna just say this. On a bigger note of a lie, right? He said that Mexicans are making this country worse, right? This country does not even belong to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. This country belongs to the natives, the indigenous people.
Right.
That were already here. And my question is, if you're going to deport a people, a nation, right? Who's going to be there to deport the ones who came in here and stole this land,
Right.
that don't have a green card, that is not being convicted of the crimes they committed. You know what I'm saying? But yet they want to reach out to our people for votes. They want to reach out to our people to get some type of recognition from our people, man. It's like I love the Mexicans, I love the blacks. No, they love the fact that they can fool us every year. They love the fact that they can get cheap labor out of
Right.
us. They love the fact that they can have our families what's the word, in subjection, you know, like threaten us with splitting us apart and sending your families and separating your children, man. What was the saddest thing I ever seen was an article. I don't remember the article where they showed a young Hispanic mother that was separated from her child. The child was born here in America, but she didn't have papers, and they separated her and they took her away. And while they took her away in these they didn't even have handcuffs. They had like these little plastic little zip ties. And they zip tied that mother in front of that child, and that child cried. And the only thing they had did was they took the child into custody and they separated that mother from that child, man. That was the saddest thing that I seen. So and when it's all wrapped up, man, we got to understand who we dealing with, man. We're dealing with an oppressor that hates you, man.
Right.
We got to wake up from that. We got to wake up from just being that doormat. You know what I'm saying? You want to make our people great again? Stop voting. You know what I'm saying? Stop voting for these devils, man. You want to make our people great again? Build our own stability. Build our own communities. Deal with our own people. You know what I'm saying? Stop fighting against our people. You know what I'm saying? And build your community. Build your cities. You know, start making a relationship with your own people, and that's how you heal that sickness. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right, damn right. Another thing too, like when Donald Trump is talking about mass deportation, how many Chinese you think he gonna deport?
None.
None.
You know how many Chinese?
None, right?
None.
When there's a full out war between China
Right.
and America,
Right.
Not a physical war, but you know,
a cold war.
You know, a cold war. You know,
Basically a cold war.
Basically a cold war. There's a war between the two countries, but how many is he going to deport, and how many illegal Chinese are at the border?
Right.
He can show a video of that.
Right.
Of all the illegal Chinese immigrants that they find at the border of Tijuana.
Damn.
You know, at the border of Arizona. Brother, it's a line of Chinese that they have right there.
They got
and not
right
a
in.
lick of English. You know what I'm saying?
My question is this, if I could.
Hurry up and buy. That's what you have at the border.
How many Chinese,
Right.
how many Ukrainians, how many of whoever came through that border that wasn't our people, how many of them are in concentration camps?
Exactly. You know,
how many?
Where's the concentration camps for all the Chinese and the Africans too? Because you got Africans at the border trying to come in here as well. You know, but where are the concentration camps for them? There is none. You know what I'm saying? Because America has a strict racism for Mexicans.
Right.
For the Mexicans, for the Salvadorians, Hondureños, Guatemalans, people from Nicaragua, you know, from Belize, you know, Venezuela. They did a whole a whole show on the people of Venezuela, saying they're coming in here and they're creating gangs and all that. Man, that's just some bullshit. That's not happening, man. And at the same time, you got a bunch of neo-Nazis on the street.
Right.
You know, where's that at? Where's all the publicity for the neo-Nazis on the street?
Right. My question is, what is the crime rates for oppressors, man? What's the crime rate for them versus raza? You know what I mean? Versus so-called Hispanics, so-called Latinos. And then, right, because they love to use those statistics. how many of that is convictions and not just simple arrests? You know what I mean? There's nobody more dangerous, more violent, that does more things on this planet than el hombre blanco, than los gringos, you know? But of course, we become the face of crime. We become the face of disorder and chaos when they're the ones that created everything, created those types of conditions. Go ahead, sir.
Listen, they're gonna say, "Oh, you got gangbangers. Look at the prison system. They're Mexicans. We're gangbanging. We're selling drugs." You know, and that's the truth. You know, are there Mexicans that gangbang? Yes, there are Mexicans, Hispanics that gangbang. Are there Hispanics and blacks that sell drugs and do all that? Yes, there is. All these white folks, white kids, 18, 19, 20, going into schools and doing mass shootings.
Right.
You know, we don't do that.
Right.
You know, we handle our beef between ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And if we did, there's like 1 or 2 incidents of us doing that.
Right.
But you can't even count the amount of mass shootings that Caucasians, Europeans have.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they got a little breakup or because their mom and dad got mad at them.
Right.
Now they got to go get their AK-47 that their father had, and they got to go to school and go, do a mass shooting, a mass murder. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Real
real
you know what I'm
talk.
saying? We don't do that. But Donald Trump ain't talking about that.
Right.
He ain't talking about the mass shootings that these little white kids have at schools.
Right.
He putting that under the rug.
And if I may,
but
if I'm not mistaken, isn't Donald Trump the same president that influenced a group of white militia to invade the Capitol?
Right. Talk about being an American or
Right. And what's crazy is, if I'm not mistaken, during that time of George Floyd being unalive, during that whole little campaign of our people being unalive across the nation, if I'm not mistaken, it was our oppressors who were doing the unaliving. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it was a shooting down in Buffalo that I was able to actually go and attend, where the so-called white man went into a grocery store for whatever reason. He woke up. He might have got fired from his job. He might have woke up on. Who knows what these devils wake up and think of? But the first thing they do is they go to a community where our people is, man, and they catch people, and they're innocent people,
Right.
and they unalive them in a grocery store. They don't go to Beverly Hills. They don't go to the upper class communities in this country. Where do this oppressor goes every time that he wants to do these mass shootings? They go to the ghettos where our people are. You know what I'm saying? Why do they go to the ghettos where our people are? Because they don't like you. This is why. And guess what? You think that the president, since you voted, let's I'm gonna ask y'all questions, if I could. Blacks and Hispanics and natives who are listening right now, I want to ask y'all a question. And y'all can just comment. Y'all can leave a question or comment or any question you want to make. I want to ask you a question. This is what I want to ask. Because you voted for Donald Trump, blacks, Hispanics, and natives out there that voted for Donald Trump, I want to ask you this. What do you think that your vote accomplished? And do you think that he's going to come and rescue you out of your oppression? Do you think this devil is going to rescue you from your oppression, the things that you are going through in your? That's the question I want to ask.
Okay. So real quick, I just want to play this real quick.
Good, got it.
Because I don't know if I play this right. Just want to show this real quick.
Of a Latino for Trump who thinks and expects that the good Latinos aren't going to be deported, even if they are undocumented, that the family-oriented Latinos aren't going to be deported by Trump because they are family-oriented, even if they are undocumented. And this is a perfect example of what we've been talking about. There is a disconnect between what Trump's plans really are and what some of his voters tell themselves in order to say to themselves, it's okay to go and vote for this guy. So here is a Latino Trump voter who says, no. They're not just going to deport anybody. Take a listen to this.
If they let in hundreds or thousands of people who already have criminal records, if deporting them creates a mass deportation, I'm all for it.
But what if rounded up in all of that are people who work on a farm? They're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do. Does that worry you?
That wouldn't be fair. Of course, they need to make sure that they don't throw away, they don't kick out, they don't deport people that are family oriented.
Family oriented. They're just, they shouldn't kick out the family oriented people. This is not what is going to happen. Over the last 48 hours, multiple interviews with Trump's forthcoming border czar, Tom Homan, who is saying we're getting them all out. We're getting them all out. I'll go even further. Trump has expressed a desire to deport legal immigrants. Trump wants to revoke the temporary protected status of legal Haitian migrants, for example, in Springfield, Ohio, and get them out even though they are here legally. Now, he hopefully won't get to that. But if you think Trump won't deport the good, family-oriented, hardworking Latinos, that's almost all of them. And that's exactly who he's going to deport. Now, they're in for a surprise. Here is maybe a more realistic reaction. Here is Ana Navarro on The View.
So in the last few days, I got a call from a couple of people, friends of mine, people very close to me in Miami.
We're talking about like how Latinos for Trump, people that supported Donald Trump were going to think that if the mass deportations happened, they weren't going to get rounded up. Right? They think they're safe. Well, I guess what this podcast is showing, right, in this article right here, is she's about to talk about it right now.
Big Trumpers who are worried now about what's going to happen to their undocumented nannies.
And they should be.
That help them raise their children. So I told them that I suggested they learn how to clean their kids' ass.
Man, that's the other. We help raise your kids, and that's the reality of it. We help you raise your kids. We feed you. We take care of you. We do all these things, as I stated earlier. And y'all want, but here's what it is, right? The general broke that down. I believe he said that one of the things, right, is they want free labor because when they do the mass deportation, they're not gonna send everybody to Mexico, back to the El Salvador or Venezuela or any of the Latino American countries, right? You heard Officer Kazakian always brought this out, sir, about the FEMA camps and all that. That's where they're gonna send them for free labor, because that's really what that's what this devil's pushing, man. He wants to exploit us for free labor. I just wanted to also read this real quick, a little bit on this article, right? Because this is the topic, and this is the history of what Operation Wetback was, right? Because as you see what's going on, as what Donald Trump is proposing, this is who was behind it. Of course, there's a summary on it. It says in 1951, President Truman's Commission on Migratory Labor released a report blaming low wages in the Southwest and social ills on illegal immigration. Isn't that what they do today, sir? Right. They blame raza, quote unquote, illegal immigrants for the low wages, for your minimum wage, for the price of everything going up we get blamed for this shit, as if we have control over the government, as if we force the government to make everyone lower the wages. The magnitude has reached entirely new levels in the past 7 years. It is in its newly achieved proportions. It is virtually an invasion. Isn't that what they say today?
Right, it's invasion.
We're invading our own soil, our own land.
But think about how far back this is. You talking about the 1950s?
This is the
And
1950s.
they're
I don't
saying
want.
that this is the same thing they say today. Like,
Right.
You can see videos on that. You know, oh, they're coming over here, and they're taking all the jobs. They're crossing the border.
Right.
And you know, they take our jobs, and you know, they're taking everything. They're taking everything. And it's like, come on, like, what jobs are they taking?
Right.
You know?
mad? Right.
Go
You
ahead.
mad because he'll work for less, but you're not getting mad at the employer that's willing to pay him less. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of y'all out there telling that brother, hey man, you worth more than that minimum wage. Don't take that job. You don't tell him that.
Right.
You go blame him for willing to work.
Right.
Blame it. Ain't nobody ever called out the employer. You know what I noticed that? I never heard anyone blame the jobs that are willing to mistreat our people and pay them less.
If I could,
Go ahead,
I'm
Doc.
wondering what jobs that we're taking that you do.
Right.
You don't do none of the jobs that you leave available for our people to thrive.
Right.
The jobs that we have are security guard, warehouse workers, unloaders, street vendors. These jobs that we have, we are the first one fired and the last one hired. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it all wrapped up, it comes to be is they don't want us to thrive. They don't want us to live. They don't want us to survive, man.
Okay.
They don't like us.
If I
Period.
could quit that. Let me just continue this. We're gonna close out. Push Congress to enact sanctions against employers of undocumented workers and to confiscate the vehicles that were used to bring them to the United States. While neither proposal became law, the administration moved forward on plans for a deportation operation. On June 9, 1954, INS Commissioner General Joseph Swing announced the commencement of Operation Wetback. The first phase of the operation began in California and Arizona. Its effectiveness depended on publicity as well as manpower. Extensive media coverage that often exaggerated the strength of the Border Patrol, as well as targeted displays of strength, gave the impression of a greater force. In many regions, this strategy convinced thousands who had entered the U.S. illegally to repatriate voluntarily. In Texas, for example, more than 63,000 individuals returned to Mexico of their own volition. U.S. officials detained an additional 42,000 persons in July 1954. An INS report later indicted that the agency apprehended nearly 1.1 million individuals. The INS operation won a least tested support from several key groups. The Mexican government, labor groups, and even Mexican American civil rights groups acknowledged the labor problem, but they withheld extensive criticism. While the raids disrupted the growing seasons in California and Arizona, the government pacified farm owners with promises of additional bracero labor. Though the program was touted as a success, its effects were short-lived. Illegal entry exploded again after the United States terminated the bracero program in 1964. So just the beginning of that, is showing, how history is repeating itself.
They deported how many? 1 million.
1.1 million
1.1
people,
million
man.
Mexicans were deported.
1.1 million Mexicans were deported.
And
man.
that's where Donald Trump is getting the idea
Right.
of the mass deportation. That's
Right.
what he's pushing for. You know what I'm saying? Except though he's not going to deport Mexicans back to Mexico because it wouldn't benefit the country. All he's going to do is put these cats in. He's going to put our people, right, and make
Right.
us work for cheap labor.
Right.
That's all that's going to happen.
So, like, sir, I'm gonna just play this real quick because, to back up what you're saying, it was a minute video.
reality check on an immigration claim made last night in the debate. Donald Trump noted that one great president, Dwight Eisenhower, deported illegal immigrants just as Trump would if he is elected.
Moved 1.5 million illegal immigrants out of this country. Moved them just beyond the border, they came back. Moved them again beyond the border, they came back. Didn't like it. Moved them way south, they never came back.
Eisenhower's policy was named Operation Wetback. It was implemented in 1954. It deported undocumented immigrants deep into Mexico. Now, many of them were brought to the United States through wartime programs, and their temporary contracts were not renewed. Now, the exact number of people deported is unclear, but one detail Trump left out, the transfer process was widely criticized as inhumane at the time, and later, in fact. Some people were dropped off without resources in the desert. Some people died from heat stroke. Others drowned during transport in overloaded ships. So the CNN reality check, Trump's claim is true, but misleading.
So that's what your president supports, right? That's what your president supports, man. That's what you Latinos for Trump voted for. You voted for the inhumane treatment of your people. You voted for Black and brown families to be separated or be deported together, right? To be left in the desert without resources. That's what y'all support, man. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping, man. Put it in the comment sections later on. When y'all see this podcast later on, even on the TikTok, I see a lot of y'all trying to be funny. Tell me why y'all voted for Trump. Tell me why y'all voted for Donald Trump and what you feel about the immigration issue, man. Please comment and let us know what you think. And learn out the next show we do, we'll tag you in it. You can come up and express to your opinion and your side of the story, man. You know what I mean? Your views on this situation. But with that, man, we done reached the top of the hour. We're gonna close out. Anything you want to say, sir?
Well, that's it, man. Make sure you tune in for next time, man. Keep stay posted, make sure you follow us, subscribe, and until next time.
With that, man, Kudash, you want to say anything?
Man, like, share, and subscribe. Man, we got ISUPK. Start out at 126th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. This is the Inconvenient Truth. Man, wake up, people.
With that, man, let me shout out the chat. We had Halak, man, Dennis, Officer Matabar. We got this brother Magan Israel. Hey, we at the top of the hour, Ak. Just tune in the next time, man, and you present your questions. We'll get to you, all right? But with that, man, we're gonna close it out. Hey, Yahweh Shabbat to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar looked up by Shem. Yahweh shout to the mujeres, man. We'll be back at it again next week. That's
Shalom.
With that, Shalom, Israel.